families! Happy March break! It's Maker Monday and welcome to this video where I'm going to show you how to do a quick STEM-based activity at home as a family, and then I'll be highlighting a new library resource, Creativebug. You can continue to create at home with Creativebug free through the library, and there's a whole page dedicated to activities just for kids of all ages. So let's go over our materials that we're going to need to make crystal egg ornaments. Easter is coming up, so this is a fun activity that you can do to make some Easter decorations. I have with me some mason jars. Depending how many ornaments you want to make, you might want a few mason jars. I have a small bowl, a measuring cup, that's 1 cup, some measuring spoons, specifically we will need the tablespoon. I have a pair of scissors, a variety of pipe cleaners in some spring colors. You could use pastels or whatever you consider a spring color. I have some twine or some string. You could also use fishing line. I have a box of borax. So this is a material that you would find in the laundry aisle of any grocery store or big box store. And then you also need something like a barbecue skewer, a chopstick, or a popsicle stick. So I have some barbecue bamboo skewers. And I also have a kettle that I've boiled, so I have some boiling water. You can also just use very hot water from the tap. So because this experiment includes hot water and borax, which you'd have to ingest quite a bit of it for it to be harmful, but it isn't non-toxic. And you also don't want to inhale it. So this activity does require some adult supervision. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to get our pipe cleaners and make an ornament or make our decoration. So I'm going to show you how to make an Easter egg, but you can make whatever you want. You can also add some literacy in and make letters in your name to crystallize, but we're going to start with making an Easter egg. So I'm going to start with a pink pipe cleaner and I'm going to make an oval. And you want whatever ornament you're making to go in and out of the container you're using very easily, because once it crystallizes, it gets very hard. And if you really have to jam your ornament in there, once it's crystallized, it's going to be very hard to remove from the jar. So you want to keep this fairly small. So I've made a nice little oval shape, and I'm going to cut off the excess at the top. I've just closed it by wrapping the pipe cleaner around on itself. So here's the little Easter egg I've made. And then I'm also going to make a rabbit. So I'm going to start with making an oval, and then I'm going to bend this around to make one ear. And I'm going to cut off another piece of pipe cleaner to make the other ear. To attach the pipe cleaner, you just want to wrap it around a few times. So I have my two little Easter shapes, and they're small enough that I can fairly easily get them in and out of my jar, and they aren't going to be touching the sides. They're going to be free suspending in the jar with lots of room around them. So I've tied some string, some twine at the top of my pipe cleaner ornaments, and then made a loop, tied it off again. So I could hang these up. They're looking very cute already, but we are now going to crystallize them, and that will make them covered in crystals and a little bit softer and more pastel in color. I've taken my borax and poured it into a bowl just so it's easier to measure out. and I have my boiled kettle. So this is a part that needs some adult help. We are going to measure how many cups are going to mostly fill the jar. I'm going to try to go to about here. So the adult can pour and the child or children can count how many cups, because that's an important step. So can you help me count? We have 1, 2, 3, and my water's about to here. So we've done 3 cups of water, and for every cup of water, we are going to add 3 tablespoons of borax. And then you can use a spoon. I'm going to use one of my bamboo skewers to stir this up. And some of that borax is going to dissolve. It's okay if it doesn't all dissolve. And then I'm going to use this skewer, go through my string, and put my egg ornament into the water borax solution. So once your ornament is fully submerged, you want to make sure that it's not touching any of the edges, it's not touching the bottom of the jar, and that the top of your ornament is under the water. If it's not, you can always add a little bit more hot water to top it up. You're going to leave this jar somewhere undisturbed for 24 hours, so you can move it onto a kitchen countertop, into a cabinet. It's great to have it somewhere where you can watch it and look at the crystals form, but you don't want to touch it for those 24 hours and up to 2 days. It's going to continue to form those crystals, and if you move around the water, they might fall off some of that chenille pipe cleaner. After 24 hours to 2 days, you're going to see lots of crystals on there. You can carefully remove your ornament, let it dry, and hang it up somewhere. You can put it in a window or anywhere you'd like some Easter decorations. You can continue to make these in one session by using multiple jars, or once you've made one ornament, you can remove it and then put the jar in the microwave, stir up the borax crystals again, and then you can do it all over again by adding another ornament in. Let's take a look at some of the results, shall we? Here is the before and after of my crystal ornament. Look how much has changed. So what is happening here? What's the science? Dissolving borax powder into water creates a solution. When you follow this borax crystal recipe, you create a supersaturated solution. This means that there are more borax molecules inside the water than the water can really hold. Hot water molecules are more active and have more space in between them. But as the water cools, it can hold fewer borax molecules, so the molecules cling together and form crystals. Most crystal molecules form specific patterns of crystal formation. You'll notice if you look closely at your finished ornament that borax crystals have a square shape to them. The longer you leave your pipe cleaners in the solution, the bigger your square-shaped crystals will grow. I hope you give this a try. If you enjoyed this activity, you can find more STEAM projects and crafts on Creativebug. I went to www.ocl.net, eLibrary for kids to find the link, and I log in with my library card and my PIN number. I then have access to all these free classes for both adults, but you'll see there's a kids section. I can click on that, and there's a whole bunch of videos showing you how to do different crafts and maker activities, including some STEAM activities. If you'd like to try another crystal project, there is one here called STEAM Make a Crystal Yeti. Also, Creativebug remembers where you were, so you can resume from where you left off or start the video again. So here's the start to that video on how to make a crystal Yeti, And it goes through all the materials you need and the step-by-step instructions with a friendly instructor. You can find lots of other craft projects for kids on here and for all different ages. Another one that I really enjoy is this one, which fits into our Tails and Tales theme. It's how to doodle and paint an animal portrait. You can also use the filters in order to find the crafts that are best for your child's age. So you can go to Kids for Beginners, and it'll give you some more simple craft projects. If you try the project we did today or another project on Creativebug, be sure to share it. Tag us on Facebook or Instagram, and until next time, keep crafting.